Hello everyone, my name's Holly Condon and I'm with PaperSave. Today in this brief video, we're going to take a look at how virtual employees can still manage vital processes such as your gift process here with our integration with Razor's Edge NXT. So to start with, let's capture some documents into the system. So I'm going to come and select workflow and we're going to add some documents into this process. Now you'll notice here on this screen, we have many ways that we can capture information through scanners, through file uploads, and so forth. So I'm just going to come and grab some documents here and let's go ahead and get those into that process. Now, from here, we can batch them. So batching is an important concept because, of course, we all know the database view batch. And so with PaperSave, once we capture those documents, we're going to put them into a batch. So I can put in the date. And actually, let me go back. Let's put in my initials because maybe we have multiple gift processors. And then I can put in some defaults. So just like as if we were creating a batch within the database view, I could put in some system defaults. And you'll notice there are quite a few options here as we scroll down. So let's get those documents into the system. The next step of the process is these documents are going to undergo an OCR process. Now, OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition. So here you'll see some of these documents are completed status. Some of them say in progress. So let's go ahead and pull up some of these that say completed. You'll notice over here on the right, we have data. Now, this data is going to be used to create your gift records. You'll also notice that you have percents. Now, this reflects percent accuracy of the read of data and the extraction of it to these profile fields. Now, you'll notice, right, PaperSave will read the data over here and it will extract it and put it here. Now, not only does it, pull a name, but it also validates that name right against the Razor's Edge NXT database using Sky APIs. Now, if information is missing, such as fund, right, we could come and populate that information. So just by typing, it executes a query. Once again, using Sky API, we can select the fund from those results, and then I can review that information and submit it. Now, it gets submitted into the workflow. Now, there can be a separate review step. So if you have separation of duties, somebody scans it, somebody else is actually responsible for the automation of those gifts, right? We can set up those controls in the system. There's another important thing that I do want to point out, and that's his bank account number and routing number. Now, this information is important because PaperSave allows the deposit to be done directly as well. So if you think of all of us working remotely or in a hybrid environment, right, somebody can be scanning and capturing from one location, somebody else can be validating in another location, and then that night nobody even has to take any of this information to the bank because the deposit will be done automatically using that information. Now, these profile fields are user defined, so if you don't want the bank account number, routing number there, you by all means do not have to have it. So as a gift processor, right, I don't have to key that data into the system, or maybe just the missing data I can key in. So it's helping me streamline my process, and I'm really focused on the validation of that data, right, and then submitting it into that process. Okay, so if we come here, we can see this list of documents, and we can see how those items from that batch that we just put in are now also completed. Okay, now let's take a look at the next step. So the next step, as I mentioned, it could come into this workflow area. And this is showing you all of those documents that have been captured, what batches they belong to. And if we want to take a look at those batches, right, we could do that. So here, if I said, hey, I want to focus and I want to actually create the gifts for this batch, right, it's going to focus those and it shows me what those totals are. I can review them one by one if I'd like. So here, just like I did before, I can review it and submit it. Now, this step is going to create the gift record inside of RENXT just by hitting that submit. So it takes all that data and it pushes it into NXT. Now, another option is I could always come here, highlight this, and then submit them. So I could do it in bulk as well. So let's flip over into NXT and let's take a look at those gifts that we've recently have processed. So let's go into, let's say, Duresta, or, we could say Davis Pharmaceuticals, or, whatever the case might be. Here we'll scroll through Razor's Edge. I'll look at that giving history. I can see that gift, so I can open it up. And doing so, you'll notice you have a PaperSave tile. So it looks very native to NXT. And here is that gift document. So I could always retrieve it right from that record. Now from here, I have a lot of other things. If I want to print it, I want to share it, right? I can share it. I can download it. I could email it, and so forth. Now, any of that data that is OCR'd or captured automatically can also be redacted. So instead of me having to come here and do this with every single gift, to block it out, the system can do that automatically for me. Now let's take a look at one other feature in the system. So back here, let's pull up PaperSave and go into search. And let's say I want to pull a list of all of those gift documents in that batch. Okay, so here I could build a query. Okay, so I could come here, select my document, and then I could select from a lot of different values here. It will say contains or is equal to, and then I can put in that value. Now I processed batch number 3. So let's go ahead and select, we'll change that, and I'll hit search. I thought that was a batch I processed. Here, let me go back and let me change that search criteria. Maybe it was batch. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I pulled the wrong date. 09/25/2020-3. Huh. I got the right batch now. And now it pulls those documents for me. Okay. Now from here, if I want to export to Excel, so I want to take this data out to Excel and maybe give to my staff accountant who is responsible for recording these within the general ledger, I can do that too. And from here, you'll also notice you have a hyperlink to every single document. So to learn more, please fill out the form at the end of this video. Because PaperSave really can be used for a lot of different ways. It can be used for your gift process, it can be used for your MOUs, your fund agreements, proposals, photos, newspaper articles, anything really related to any record with inside of Razor's Edge. Well, thank you for your time.